What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murf back once again for what we trust will be a fantastic episode of the Raiders Fan Radio Rundown. This is where yours truly, your old buddy Murf, runs down some of the big Raider stories of the week and or none of the Raider stories of the week and just kind of what's going on in the world. Because now here we are. We are entering into not yet the offiest of the offseason because that's post-draft. But here in between, you know, the draft and really free agency and the Super Bowl, it's a pretty offy part of this offseason. Sure. But anyways, we do have some Raiders stuff we're going to get to tonight. And I don't do that alone. This show is not going live tonight. So thank you to all of those of you that are in the chat room. And we appreciate you checking in. We'll be live once again next week, but I don't do this show alone because we got no chat room. Michelle's not here.
Right.
It's just down to me and you, Swaggo. What's up? Welcome to my best friend and yours, a man that adorns the right side of the poker table. He is the aforementioned Swag Jeff.
Hey.
It's started and profile.
What up, Swaggo?
Ah, man, I'm fired up to be here. And yeah, I mean, this is the part of the season where we're kind of just twiddling our thumbs, right? We're just sitting here just waiting for something good to happen and all that. And free agency will be here before we know it.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
you know, and then on the heels of that is the draft and the combine and all that kind of stuff. So this is just the hurry up and wait part of the season.
Very much hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, and so I was going to ask you, do you, this time of year, like, where does your football fandom, like, where does that not rank per se, but like, where does that go? Because now here we are. This was the first Sunday, this last Sunday, without the NFL since August, when we freaking start, you know, going to preseason games and whatnot and have our Raider Dad event.
Yeah.
Kind of kicks off our year, you know, and so where does your fandom go? Do you go to other sports? Do you still do you watch old Raider shit still? Or like where does where does all that kind of go for you this time of year?
Well, you know, I mean, especially in the more recent this time of year, you know, it's still Raider stuff coming at you because we've got new coaches and we've got new things like that. And so we can be fired up about, you know, the coaching staff and the staff that's building and, you know, just because, you know, we always say the offseason this past few years has been the best part of the entire season.
100%.
You know, because we're fired up, we're excited, you know, change is coming, culture's coming, all that stuff, getting back to the Raider way of doing things. So yeah, but I mean, I like college basketball, because this is the time of year when March Madness is starting and we've got the conference championships about to come around and all that. So I'll tune into that and check into that. And you've been checking out the Four Seasons, right?
Four Nations.
Or Four Nations,
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah. The Four Nations tournament has been an absolute blast. And even though I was out of town this last weekend, seeing my son Tristan off as he's getting ready to head out overseas once again.
There you go.
Shout out the United States Navy.
Yep.
We're down there, but I was keeping an eye on this Four Nations thing, and man, it's been exciting. It's been an absolute slugfest. And shout out the NHL, man. Much respect to the NHL for finally figuring out how to put together an all-star competition. Rich Eisen said it today. Our buddy Wyoming Raider sent the link over, where Rich says basically, like, all we want as fans is for the people participating in sporting events to care about it as much as we do.
Truth.
And when you look at the way that the NBA and even freaking, you know, especially the NFL, a little bit baseball, like the players aren't invested in it like they once were. Like, I remember back when, like, in the NBA All-Star game, you saw young Kobe facing off against prime Mike. Like, that was cool shit. 19-year-old freaking Kobe going up against 33-year-old Michael Jordan. Like,
oh my gosh,
that
yeah, it was
shit,
perfect.
like, you don't get those moments anymore, man. Like, and that was much must-see stuff. You know, when I was a kid, the All-Star game was massive because the only way you could see the American League compete against the National League was in the World Series.
Yeah.
So to see it at the All-Star game, it was a big deal. Well, now all that stuff is just all kind of lost its shine, you know, and the way that the old skills competition worked in the NHL and all that kind of stuff, and the way it is now in the NFL, like, no one wants to see quarterbacks throw at targets that are 10 feet over their head, making passes that they never would in an actual game. Like, it's just kind of silly. So anyways, keep it brief. This Four Nations thing, not only have they figured it out, but the reason it's working is because it's national now. Now it's national pride. Like, and so they do give a
that's
shit.
what they're fighting for.
They're fighting for their countries, you know, and so that's literally fighting for their countries. And it's freaking awesome, man. They've got it figured out. The players are bought in, and it's a freaking literal battle out there. Like, and not only just the physicality of it, but it's exciting hockey. You got the best players in the world out there going at it, man.
Yep. Looks like they're fighting for the Lord Stanley's Cup. You know what I mean?
It really does, man.
They're flying around, hitting each other. I mean, dropping gloves 6 seconds into the game. Like, holy cow, dude. Like, that's incredible.
It's fun, man. I can't wait for Thursday night. If those of you that aren't, even if you're not a big hockey fan, tune into it for the same reason you would tune into an Olympic sporting event. You want to see the U.S. do well. I mean, I know there's some of you who are overseas and, you know, like, you know, Martin and Paul and whatnot and, you know, Rico, and you don't have a vested interest in it. But anybody that's domestic, anybody that's stateside, watch it for the exact same reason you would watch the Olympics,
True.
man. Cheer on the good old U.S. of A., man. And watch these boys go at it.
Yeah.
'Cause it's exciting. It's fun.
Heck yeah.
It's fun. For me, man, like for football, it's, you know, like I feel like the nostalgia for me of the NFL and like the Raiders especially, that peaks around Super Bowl time.
Sure.
Like when we're doing our rewatch of Black Sunday and we're doing like, and I, you know, because we might only be doing it on the show here, a rewatch of Black Sunday, but I typically watch all 3 of the Raiders Super Bowl, you know, highlight reels. I'm watching back through old postseason games. You and I did that a week or so ago. We're watching back through the
AFC Championship game 2002. Or 2003 or whatever it was. It was
it was 02 season.
02 season. Yeah. But
yeah.
I mean, I watch that every year.
There you go.
Love it.
Yeah, and we're watching and talking about the Metallica freaking performance.
Heck
and it's
yeah,
like,
dude.
so I'm reliving so many Raider memories around that time of year. So when I get to this time of year, I feel like this is where my sports, because I'm such a sports nut, period, that my sports fandom could just kind of breathe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I'm just so Raider focused all the damn time that this is the time of year where I can kind of like stretch my legs a little bit and tap in other stuff. Like, again, like hockey. Now, our hockey team sucks.
Oh.
But normally this would be the time of year where I would redirect a lot of my sporting interest to watching the Predators and going to games and rooting them on and all that. They're not a really exciting watch this year. They're terrible. But yeah, so my Raiders stuff never takes a back seat. Like, it never stops. You know, I still wear Raiders shit every single day and whatever. Yep. And I'm paying enough attention to, you know, what's going on as far as the speculation and all that stuff. But there's just really not a ton of news out there, except for today, Jeff. I don't know if you heard this. This is actually pretty exciting.
Okay.
Let me bring this up here. So I've got reports from Dan Graziano today.
Okay.
The NFL today informed the teams that their 2025 per team salary cap will fall in the range of $277 to $281 million, way up from last year's $255. The cap will have increased more than $53 million over the last 2 years.
Dang.
So why is that a big deal for us? Well, we already are sitting at number 2 for the most salary cap in the NFL.
Right.
Now, there's 2 websites out there. There's Sport Track and then there's Over the Cap.
Yeah.
And depending on which one you look at, I don't know what the deal is, why they vary. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a lawyer. I don't understand the variance in some of the ways that these websites are reporting, but I have enough of a general grasp around the salary cap and how it functions and whatnot that as long as it's a general range, I kind of get it. And both these websites are within about $5 million of each other. So, and they both have the Raiders at number 2. One has them at like 95 million, and then one has them at like 99 million. Okay.
Okay.
So Over the Cap is typically a little better at the actual function of the player's contract because it has like, you know, the pre-June cuts or trades and
sure.
And it really
exactly.
accounts for dead money really well. What Sport Track does really well is it has a tool where you can go in there and mock up different scenarios, and then it will tell you what that will look like. So,
like what your dead cap hit is and
right.
all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So like when you look at the Raiders, they've got them at $95 million in cap room, okay? That's in the old number. That's before these new ones came out. So we're already going to get an extra, What is that?
It looks like almost $20 million or something like that.
Probably in that range anyways. Now,
Yeah.
they've already got it accounted for on the higher end, but still, even if it's 10, okay?
Okay.
That's an extra $10 million. Well, so then I went in there
That's
just
a playmaker.
Absolutely. Or that's a big chunk towards Max's
Truth.
freaking.
Come on,
Okay,
dude.
so what I did was I went in and I just redid just a real simple workup on Max Crosby. I gave him a 4-year deal with the 4th year being a void year. So he's got 3 years. I gave him $40 million guaranteed on the front end and $30 million a year for a $120 million contract extension. So basically a 3-year, $120 million. That's a fat contract. Okay?
Sure.
It would that alone would open up another $10 million for the Raiders. So by doing a couple of very simple things for the Raiders with their highest profile players, we could be well into the hundreds when it comes to frickin' salary cap. And now you've got news out there of guys like Holland, the safety out of Miami, going to hit free agency wide open. And here we are thinking about, we're going to pay Trayvon Merrick $15 million. I don't know. You might be able to get somebody better at 17 or whatever.
Sure.
You know what I
totally,
mean? So
totally.
like there is so many freaking options for this Raider team that, and this is where I get a little funky about draft talk this time of year. Listen, I don't ever tell anybody don't do your mock drafts and you guys do whatever the hell you want to do. But in terms of the way that I choose as a fan in this time of year in this offseason, free agency right now is far more interesting to me than the draft because the draft will be informed by what the Raiders do in free agency.
Truth.
If we make a trade for Matt Stafford, guess what? Ain't nobody talking about freaking moving up to go get Cam Ward in the first round or whatever else, right? So one dictates the outcome of the other. So, and especially in a year like this, where the Raiders have an unprecedented amount of money. Like we used the old days of the Raiders with Al Davis and whatnot. It was like we broke like constantly. And he was playing the freaking, the shell game with the salary cap all the time. And we stayed in trouble for the majority of it.
A long time, yeah.
And it took Reggie McKenzie a long time to get us out of that. And like all this is not that story of this Raider team. We have a shit ton of money and there are a shit ton of good players out there. The Chiefs are saying they're not going to tag Trey Smith, their guard. They're saying they're not going to tag him now. Like there's going to be big time movement this free agency and we're going to be big time players. So that to me, Jeff, on the heels of this news and where the Raiders are at, that to me is a far more compelling story than what the draft is right now.
Yeah, 100%, man. I really think that extra money, like you said, I mean, that was the first thing that popped into my head was, that's money for Max. Yes. So now we have this extra money to play with where if we want to take a run at T. Higgins, or if the team feels like the best situation at quarterback would be a Matt Stafford or a Sam Darnold or something like that that's going to be pricey, we can afford that hit and still have money to play with and get playmakers, re-sign our defense. A lot of the guys on defense like Spillane and, Kuntz and all these different guys like that. So there's going to be, all this money that we've got right now, it's only getting bigger. And yeah, I'm with you. I think this is way, way more interesting because who knows what we're going to do in the draft? Are we going to go running back in the first round? Are we going to go, corner in the first round? I'm leaning more to the idea now that we're not going to go quarterback in the first round, because I don't think Shedeur Sanders is going to fall. But even if he does, watch us not take him.
Holy shit.
Can you imagine? What if we don't take him? What if we go corner at 6? Or what if we go Ashton Jeanty at 6? And then, but the free agency is going to play a part in that. You really think that we're going to get, have Matt Stafford and Shedeur Sanders?
No, I agree with that. They're going to draft the developmental guy. You'll be drafting Will Howard in the 3rd round.
Howard, yes.
To develop behind Stafford. And I think what's interesting, and I'm glad you brought up Ashton Jeanty, because as much as I just sat here and talked about how the free agency is a much more interesting conversation, I think the Jeanty thing could be really real because there are positions in free agency that we can address. And here's what I'm talking about where one leads to the other. If you can address number 1 wide receiver, if you can address maybe even cornerback, if you can address quarterback, if you can address interior defensive line, if you can address offensive guard. If you're going to address any of those positions in free agency, then you're not as dependent, obviously, in the draft. You're not going to fill running back in free agency.
I don't think so.
Likely not.
Yeah, I mean, unless they go after Najee Harris or Aaron Jones or something like that. But I mean, but they're going to cost a bunch of money too.
Wouldn't you rather have Ashton Genty on a rookie deal?
Yes.
Sign me up for that. Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. So here's the thing that came out today. Shout out Adam Rank. Adam Rank for your NFL Network is chatting with Ian Rappaport, and listen to what he has to say about potential landing spots for Ashton Genty.
I'm going to say the Las Vegas Raiders, just so number one, so all the Bears fans will stop talking about drafting him, because the Bears need offensive line help. They don't need a running back right now. But I was thinking about this. Ashton Genty makes a lot of sense for the Dallas Cowboys. However, when I'm thinking about Pete Carroll coaching the Las Vegas Raiders, and I think about the longevity of Pete Carroll's career, going back to his time at USC when you had Reggie Bush and Lendale White and Silas Redd. Or you go to Seattle, and he's got Marshawn Lynch and even Kenny Walker Jr. the third over the last couple of years. I really do believe the Raiders want to run the football, and if they go out there and they drop in Ashton Genty in this offense, similar situation to the New York Giants. We don't quite know who the quarterback is, but I think Genty could be good when you pair him there. You got Brock Bowers from last season. This could end up being a nice little offense if they add Genty.
I couldn't agree with Adam more. And I know that, I know our buddy Jeff Murphy, tongue in cheek, is talking about Aaron Rodgers and all kinds of stuff. Listen, whoever the quarterback is, veteran quarterback, that is possible. I don't love the Sam Darnold thing. We've talked about that before.
I don't love it either.
Love it either. But if you have a good quarterback, which, any of the quarterbacks that we're talking about in free agency are better than the ones that we have. And save me the Aiden O'Connell conversation. And sometimes some people, I don't know why you people are married to the mediocrity. I'm sorry, I don't get it. Like I get comments on the X there on the Twitter about people will be like, oh, you got to let the kid do this and you got to let the kid do that. Look, he's an okay quarterback. There's nothing wrong.
We've seen what we need to see.
What else? What else is I'm sorry, Doug, quit with this excuses. The excuses for mediocre players from fans of this football team drives me nuts. We're not making excuses anymore. We're not doing that. Done. To the end.
Because
you have to have an elite quarterback.
Exactly. Well, if we keep Aiden O'Connell and keep doing that, the narrative of, we got to let him have time to cook. We got to let him have time to grow, all this stuff. Then 9 years later, we're having the same conversation like what we did with Derek Carr.
Dude, come on.
You know what I mean?
Preach.
We saw what we needed to see. And if it's not there, then you move on and you find something else, So, whoever that veteran quarterback is that's not Aiden O'Connell, he's not on our roster right now. So whoever that is, whether it be, because the Sam Darnold thing, Mo Moten, shout out Mo Moten in Silver and Black today. He's all about Sam Darnold. And I don't see it either, but to his point, he says if we can have a guy in a good system, a la Chip Kelly, who has a very good offensive system, if we can have a serviceable quarterback like Sam Darnold come in and win 14 games for us, sign me up for that shit.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it can be replicated. I am more on the idea that Sam Darnold had all-pro wide receivers around him and a great defense and all that stuff. And I think it was kind of just a flash in the pan. I think that they would have had just as much success had J.J. McCarthy been healthy and starting and playing and all that kind of stuff. But who knows?
Well, and yes, I agree. And I hear Mo's point loud and clear, but I'm sorry, you can't sell me on a one-year performance
based on his entire career.
Yeah, for the amount of money that he's going to command and the age in which he's at and the level of commitment that he's going to look for. If someone signs that guy with the intent of him being their franchise quarterback for the next 10 years, good luck with that. Go ahead, knock yourself out. I'm not making excuses for the situations he was in prior to that and all that stuff. But anyways, point being though, and we'll go back to the Ashton Genty thing. Point being though, is that you put in a borderline elite level quarterback, even at an age at which he is in a Matt Stafford, and put Ashton Genty in the backfield behind him while he's
Scary,
got Brock
dude.
Bowers and Jacoby Myers and, somebody else to be the number one wide receiver via the draft or free agency or whether that's Chris Godwin or frickin' T. Higgins or what. You're telling me that
That's solid, dude.
as the kids say, that offense will eat.
Oh, yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
yeah.
when you talk about that level of talent, that makes a lot of sense. What Adam Rank is talking about there.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's what Pete Carroll likes to do. Run the ball, control the clock, and play the hell out of defense.
Yep.
Dude, sign me up for that. And the thing that, again, I'm not trying to sell the Matt Stafford thing here. I promise I'm not trying to sell that.
I like it.
But I do too. And the reason that it just makes sense because it's a short-term option.
Yes.
He's not going to want to be a quarterback for 10 more years.
He's not going to ask for a 5-year contract.
No, not at all. 2-year deal.
2-year deal.
2-year deal. And that's with a third option of should he not retire or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not going to take all that much. And so anyways, again, I'm not trying to
get Stafford and then Cooper Kupp. Because he's another guy that's going to hit. He's free agent. He's hitting a free agency, right? Aren't they releasing him?
Yeah, well, because he's been dinged up. Because that's the thing is I know, but see, and that's where I look at again. Give me the guy that's got something to prove still that he's got something left. I mean, that guy's demonstrated elite ability in the NFL, so why not? Like Anyways, and so whatever that is, and even if we don't acquire said franchise, QB, whatever, veteran guy in free agency, whatever. Even if there is a situation where we end up drafting, somebody in a second round or whatever. Again, I'm still kind of with the Genty thing. I love it. Now, I know that there's some defensive, there's the Abdul Carter. I know there's some defensive
He ain't
players.
making it out of the top 3.
I don't think so either. And I don't think, if Trav falls there, will he make it to 6? I don't know. That might be a conversation to have. They've got him listed as what he's being listed as a defensive back, right?
As a defensive back, but I've heard that he's going to play both.
They'd be foolish not to at least
explore that option.
I think I would have him start as my corner and then have packages for him.
Yes.
Offensively.
Yes.
Something like that. I think would be the move.
Agreed.
Because you don't want to completely he may be
he's a 1,000-yard receiver too.
I know it, but I don't think you'd want to wear him out, man. Because granted, I know that he's proven that he can do it, but now go do that for 6 years. That's a whole nother story,
That's
man.
true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So that's a whole nother story. But anyways, a lot of fun conversation there. We'll see definitely how this thing plays out. But I'm going to stick to it, though, even though we talked a little bit about the draft here. First and foremost, free agency. When does it start?
I think March 12th.
I was going to say it's usually mid-March. Yeah,
I think March 12th.
So we're not far away, man. We're 2 weeks away or a little over
3 weeks
3 weeks away now. Yeah, so going to be really, really interesting the way this thing shakes up, and really going to be interesting to see if any of the moves that start.
Yeah, because
made.
not only do we have to pay attention to what the Raiders are going to do, we got to pay attention to what the Giants are doing.
Yes,
because watch them go and sign Sam Darnold to a 3-year deal. Well, they're not drafting Shedeur Sanders, so then Shedeur drops to us there, and then we got a decision to make. If we grab Justin Fields, or if we grab Marcus Mariota, or if we grab one of these other Jameis Winston, we grab one of these other guys that is not going to be a surefire starter for a long time, then, then Shedeur falls to us at 6 because they're not drafting them. And, there's only one team ahead of us at that point that needs a quarterback. So who knows?
Who knows, dude? We could end up with Justin Fields, Ashton Genty, and freaking Will Howard. You know what I'm saying? That's a very realistic situation.
Yeah.
When it comes to that. And by the way, we freaking signed the planet on defense. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And Trey Smith.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So we can freaking protect our new young QB. Yeah. Oh man. I'm telling you, dude.
Would Trey Smith come?
We'll see why not.
Money talks.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time that Raiders and Chiefs have exchanged players.
That's true.
That's
true.
Harvey Williams was a Chief and then became a Raider. I just think there's tons of guys that have done that. Obviously, it's gone the other way.
Yeah, Marcus Allen.
Marcus, but there's been plenty of guys that have traded back and forth.
Okay.
It's cash.
Yeah,
it's cash. That's all I give a shit about.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And they don't have loyalty to what they're not. That's something I say about all the time about players, man. And this is not a begrudging statement.
Yeah.
Is that we want you to care when you're playing as much as we care, but I don't expect loyalty. It's their job.
Yeah.
If I got
Unless your name is Max Crosby, who's come out and said, I don't want to go to the Chiefs.
Yeah, well, Derek said he was going to go to the house and play golf if he ever couldn't be a Raider. How'd that work out?
Well, that's true.
Just
You're
saying,
right.
man. It's their job. This is their livelihood. This is what they do. You know, you and I love the companies that we work for. I'll have no intention to ever go anywhere else. If another company offered me double my salary and half the workload, I'd probably take it.
See you, bye.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if you get made a stupid offer, you kind of loyalty goes out the window. It ain't show friends, it's show business.
That's true.
So I think that, Trey Smith, I think he would.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he would. Now, would he be hesitant if he's got the same offer from, I don't know,
Green Bay
as he does the Raiders? Would he go, nah, I'd rather go to the NFC and, link up there and whatever, even competitive reasons aside, just be like, it's a better fit for me and it's same money. And
I
so,
get it.
yeah. I don't want to face the Chiefs again and stay in the AFC West still. And, I want to move, see something different. Like I get that part of it.
Yeah.
But if the Raiders made him a $5 million a year more offer, guess what?
He a Raider.
You're a Raider, especially if it comes down versus a state that's got state income taxes. People don't take that into account enough, man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I know what I would do.
Yep.
That's a big deal, man.
It's a big deal.
Playing football in California, them dudes are paying a lot of state taxes, man.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yep.
Well, the Tennessee Titans are paying zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. Makes a big difference, man.
Yep.
I wonder that. We need to check that out sometime. We want to look at where all the states that have and don't have state income tax. Because Nevada doesn't, right?
No.
Nevada doesn't. Tennessee doesn't.
Yep.
I don't know about Missouri.
Okay.
I don't know, but I'm assuming Colorado has state taxes.
I would imagine
Any of the West Coast states pretty much are going to have state taxes. That's an interesting thing. All the Northeast states are going to have it.
I don't think there's a lot of states that don't.
Does Florida?
That I don't know.
I don't know about Florida. I don't know about the Carolinas. I don't know about North Carolina. I bet you North Carolina doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one.
But it's only I
Louisiana.
feel like there's only a handful of states that don't.
I don't know.
Because I've heard, because shout out Bustin' with the Boys, one of the first episodes, they had Jalen Ramsey on there.
Yeah.
And he was talking about teams that he would want to play for if he wasn't, because I think he was a Jag maybe at that point.
Yeah, he got drafted by the Jaguars.
He got drafted by the Jaguars, but he was hoping that he was going to get drafted. He was like, man, I'd love to go play for Vegas. I'd love to go play for Tennessee, because of that state income tax, So, I mean, it's enticing.
Dude, you know what? You're right. It's not many.
Yeah.
Oh, I was wrong about guessing on some of these. I was right about Florida. So it's Alaska, Florida, Nevada, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming.
There you go.
So, okay. So now let's do the math here. So the Florida teams are the Dolphins, and
Bucks,
Tampa Bay. And that's it, right? In the state of Florida?
And Jacksonville Jaguars.
And Jacksonville Jaguars. So you got those three. Nevada, you got the Raiders. Tennessee, you got the Titans. Texas, so you got the Texans,
Cowboys.
Right? And then Washington, you got the Seahawks. So how many teams is that?
5, 6.
6. So you got
6.
3 in Florida. Us, that's 4. Titans, that's 5. The 2 in Texas, that's
6,
7. 8. So 8.
Yeah.
Because you got Seahawks. So 8 teams in the NFL. That's where, okay. So if I've got an offer on the table from the San Francisco 49ers, and I've got an offer on the table from the Seattle Seahawks, and they're similar, I know where I'm going.
Yep. Going to the 12s.
Going to the 12s. Put them ugly ass uniforms on me, baby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Rock that neon green, bro.
Yeah. Oh, God. I hate those damn uniforms.
I hate those
ugly
uniforms.
as shit. All right. Anything else we want to talk about?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what. You and I have talked for 30 minutes now, Jeff.
Okay.
Enough of us.
Oh, nice.
Let's hear from them, because more of them and less of us is a good thing. So first off, before you hit that break, appreciate all of those of you that are checking out this episode of Raiders Fan Radio. This is the Raiders Fan Radio Rundown. We will be back live next Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. So definitely check us out live there. And thank you to all of those of you that are checking us out on the audio podcast. You can find us on any audio podcast service just by searching for Raiders Fan Radio. And since my bitching that I did a couple of months ago about our podcast numbers,
Okay.
do you remember that?
Yeah, they're skyrocketing, right?
Yeah, they're going through the roof now.
Yeah,
So thank you to all of those of you that are checking out the audio podcast.
It's like that's why we call you the podcast dad. It was like you weren't mad, you were just disappointed. And that's the only conversation you needed to have. And everyone was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you all. And thank you for doing that. And yes, and I'm very pleased and thankful to see that our numbers have returned on the podcast, and appreciate all of those of you that have gone out of your way to download this show. And while you're there, rate it, review it. Reviews are huge on iTunes there, or Apple Podcasts now. But wherever you're listening to us, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, any of those audio podcast services where you can review it, please do that. That helps us out a ton, and that generates advertising opportunities for us. And 100% of the money that we give away goes to our nonprofit, which is the One Nation Foundation. So thank you to all of those of you on the audio podcast. Thanks to everybody on the YouTube. Our YouTube channel keeps growing. We're the little engine that could when it comes to YouTube, man.
Yep.
We never go backwards, but we've never had a big jump either. But we just kind of chug right along and gain subscribers as we go. And so thanks to all of those of you that are subscribing, that have become members. Thank you for that. And again, 100% of the money that we get goes to the One Nation Foundation.
Nice. Let's hear from them.
Looking. He's under the gun. He's fired. He's thrown. It is.
All right, so here we are in the Sea of Fans mailbag. This is where we hear from you, because more of you and less of us is a good thing. And you can contact this show a multitude of ways, either by jumping in the chat room at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio, or you can email the show. That is show. S.
Okay.
HOW at RaidersFanRadio.com. You can send us an email there. And if you email us an indefinite amount of times, and then we read said email an indefinite amount of times, you can become a made man or a made maiden here at Raiders Fan Radio, or you can send us a voicemail.
Yes.
And the voicemail hotline is 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. And if we play your message 3 or more times here on the show, you can become a made man or made maiden that way. So Jeff.
Yes.
That's your name, yes?
Yep.
We've got 2 emails.
2 emails.
Yeah,
And you got the first one, right?
I do. And they've both come to us from across the pond, as the kids say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pip, pip.
Couple of...
My bottle of water right
they
here.
love it when we do that. That's their favorite thing ever.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
No, they love that shit.
Hey, Paul. All right. This comes to us from our buddy Martin. He says, hi, I know you have correspondents that help you with show numbers, but I have one for 367 if you need one.
Ooh.
I like it. Well, this isn't a show numbered show. This one here is we're doing the rundown, but I want to read Martin's email.
Do it.
Okay, this is great. The Oakland Raiders have made a major trade with the Buffalo Bills for a certain quarterback by the name of Daryl the Mad Bomber LaMonica. You know when that was?
Okay.
March of 1967.
Oh.
367.
Wow. What a good one.
Hell yeah. That's a kick-ass one,
That's
Martin.
a
Thank you.
kick-ass one.
That's a good
Holy
one.
hell.
That's a
my
good
guy.
That's a good one there. Yeah. Name
Hell yeah.
name my dog after the old Mad Bomber there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. I got one.
So I named my dog Daryl Pasquale LaMonica.
You did.
No, I named him Bomber.
So me and my wife were talking. So we're gonna get a new dog soon-ish.
Okay, you're gonna go up to 3?
No, we're waiting. Our one's old.
Oh, you're waiting for it to kick. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Sky.
No, yeah, for sure. No, respect Sky. But his time is
This
near.
guy's gonna be dead soon. Let's start planning his replacement.
Well, my wife goes, well, we need to have a Raider name. I'm like,
Oh, nice,
yeah, we do.
nice. Okay.
Yeah, we do. So I need suggestions. I mean, not anytime. I mean, Sky's still pretty healthy, but just in the next year
I'm not
or
gonna
so.
feed him bleach yet. He's Jeff over there planning his dog's death.
No, I'm
I
not
always
planning-
thought Howie is a good one.
Howie's a good one.
Howie's a good one. A lot of people go with Woodson.
My father or my in-laws, their dog is Woodson
Is
because
Woodson.
they're Michigan fans.
Oh, right.
Uh-huh.
So I think Woodson's a real popular one. I kind of like to go off the board a little bit. Of course, my dog, he's 190 now pounds. So he's a big old beast, and we knew he was going to be a big dog. And so I thought Bomber
fits
fits perfectly. So you definitely got to fit it to the dog.
And I think we're going to get a little dog.
Oh, okay.
We're going to get a little yippy dog.
Oh, okay. Like a little lapper?
Uh-huh.
A little lap
Yeah, a
dog
little lap
kind of
dog.
thing?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a tough one. That'd be one. So it's got to be somebody of smaller stature.
Sure.
Like I'm trying to think of like Raiders that were smaller statured, like Jacoby Ford or something like that.
Yeah.
Kobe or Cobes.
Cobes would be cool.
Cobes would be a good dog
That's
name.
a good Yeah, that's a good
Cobes would be a fun one. Yeah, let's think on that and send in your suggestions for.
Yeah, send in your suggestions.
Yeah, and I promise we won't show them to Sky.
Hey, or maybe we will.
Or you got your replacement schedule, pal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't fuck up.
Shit
We
in
got one
shit in
on-
the- shit in the house.
Exactly. Exactly.
Ah,
Oh my
you
gosh.
better come when called, you little bastard.
Yeah, no
you're
kidding.
on your way out.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, evening, everybody. Hope you're all doing well.
Sky's gonna get dropped off in the woods.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Evening, everybody. Hope you're all doing
He's gonna
well.
be looking at you with his poor little tail down, going like, "I could have been a Howie too."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if I just start calling him something else, he'd be like, I'll be you, Howie.
I'm sorry. I keep
No, you're
derailing
good. You're
this.
good.
Okay.
Hey, evening, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. With no RFR live this week.
Who is
but
this, Jeff?
You'll find out at the end of the email. You'll know who it is.
Well, tell the listeners.
It is Paul.
Paul. Hi, Paul.
Okay, now let me read. Evening, everybody. Hope
Name
you're all
your dog
doing well.
Paul.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. With no RFR live show this week, but a possible RFR rundown, I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to give you the latest BRT Sizzler scoreboard update.
Oh, very cool.
Yep, it's been a minute since an update, so here it goes. There have been 246 shows awarding a Sizzler since the first was awarded. And the other 26 shows were no awards given for various reasons, like the Bolitnikoff Foundation Craft Fest shows and stuff like that. So it says we've had 113 different winners. I won't name them all, but the current tally is this. At the top of the leaderboard with 22, Paul
Ah, nice.
and Kiljadis.
Killed Jay's still hanging around.
Still hanging around, and he hadn't called for a hot minute.
I don't think he even watches our show anymore.
No, he didn't like us.
I think
No, he
he got mad at us.
He got mad.
What was
at
it?
us.
What did he get mad at us for? Was it Derek Carr?
No, I don't think so.
Was it just kind of in
No,
general?
I think he just left with some other people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Was it somebody that we like?
We did.
Oh, we don't like them anymore?
Yeah.
I got
I mean,
you.
I don't dislike anybody, but
Sure, yeah, I don't mean it like that. I just mean like,
yeah, they ain't around anymore.
okay.
All right. So and it's
So do the math. You can figure out who that is. Yeah.
so in second place was 17. So they've got a lead. They've got like Kiljadis and
good
Paul. They have
little
a
lead.
lead. So second place at 17, Houston Raider Steve.
Good for you, Steve.
Yep. In third place with 16 is Raider born Rico.
Of course.
14 is T-Hom.
Nice, T-Hom.
So in probably different various forms, whether it be the
Sure,
karaoke kid or or any of the
Joe
other
Friday.
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
100%. So 13, Ty to Raider.
Nice, Ty.
Yep. 12, Josh in the 703.
Of course. Good job, Josh.
And then the last two with double digits, with 10, is Jacob in Fresno and Matthew Mangus.
Oh, congratulations, fellas. That's awesome, man.
So
Right on.
and so with 9 Sizzlers, Daniel Mangus and Jordan Ford. 8, Rev Raider.
Nice.
7, Kevin the Raider Nerd, Mojo, Ron the Mater Raider, and Wyoming Raider. 7, that's a strong foursome right
It's a
there.
strong group.
Yeah, it's a strong group. 6, Cousin Sonny, Martin, and our one and only Michelle.
Michelle, of course.
Yep. With 5, Big Raider Trucker, Coach Davis, Eye Patch, Stacy Rough Raider, and Tyrone Graves. 4, Ernesto in Mexico, Pirate 1975, and Raider Ramon. And 3, B-Dog in a Pasture, Donovan, Ebony Graves, Jesus of Alumrock, Just Win Wendy, Lala Meloso, OG Daniel, and
Meloso.
Storm.
I haven't heard from him in a minute.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. And then he said
Storm.
we have 10 on the 2 awards and a further 67 on 1 award each.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's also important to mention that we have 8 people who became a made man or maiden on the same night of receiving their first Sizzler.
Cool.
Kevin the Raider Nerd, episode 111. Chucktown Raider, episode 133. Raider Ramon, episode 144. Fabricator Gil, episode 162. Mrs. OG Daniel, episode
Nice.
279. Jacob in Fresno, episode 306. Susan, episode 321, and Jay in Syracuse with the our most recent rundown.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, right on, man. That's
Yep.
awesome.
He says you could tell it's the postseason because I'm sending you things like this. So stay safe,
Hey, I think it's
RFR
cool.
family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Pauly Award winner 2019 and 2022, Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020. I'm doing this by memory because he didn't put it.
Okay.
Made Man of the Year 2024 and the five-time times 4+4 winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Oh, nicely done, Paul. That's fun. That's a perfect time of year to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man. He said, I'll give the signature line a bye week. Well, no, there ain't no, and no days off.
No days off.
Hashtag no days off.
Paul, your name Paul?
I met him with Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
All right. Good job, Paul. We appreciate you and that rundown for the rundown. Let's go ahead and check in with the calls. First one we've got here is from the 816. That is deep in the heart of KC, and it is Raider Jeff.
Nice.
Hey guys, it's Raider Jeff. Deep in the heart of KC, behind enemy lines. I enjoyed the Super Bowl thoroughly. It was so wonderful. My wife, who grew up in Kansas City and loves the Chiefs with everything she has, we have wars over the Raiders and Chiefs in my house. I put all of my Raider stuff out for the game, and of course she got annoyed by it. But she said I jinxed it because I put all my Raider stuff out, but we all know the Chiefs suck. Good talking to y'all. Haven't talked to you in a while. I'll call back soon.
Nice. There
Raider
you
Jeff
go,
and
Raider
KC.
Jeff.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we heard from Raider Jeff and KC.
I saw him the other day at the Jeff meeting.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Okay.
doing well. He's doing well.
Once upon a time, since we're doing Inside Baseball tonight, once upon a time, we had like I'm not even kidding, 10 people named Jeff affiliated with this show.
Yeah.
From you and callers and listeners and even people that names, like their names were like, our buddy Big Easy.
Yeah.
Is a Jeff. Like there was like all these damn Jeffs. So that's funny. Raider Jeff and KC, and job well done, sir, on jinxing the Chiefs. Keep that up, man. And yeah, call us back. We'd love to hear from you once again. All right, let's see. We've got another one here. This is in the 406. It goes right all the way up to 3 minutes. So I got a feeling we're gonna have a
must be Steven San Diego.
someone gonna get a
I'm just
Google
kidding.
voice.
I'm sorry, I'm just a Kansas City fan choking right now. Nah, this is just J-Dog from Montana.
Hey, J-Dog.
Hey.
I think I called him one time, but I was probably drunk. Just on a happy ranch. Being happy that Kansas City got their, butts kicked. And ranting because I wish it was us. Well, actually, it was us a couple Christmas ago. Our D-line had Mahomes on the run. Andy Reid scratching his head on the sideline. Travis Kelce throwing his helmet on the ground. And Taylor Swift thinking about the next song she's going to write. Yeah, she's probably a nice gal. But fuck that shit. We're Raider fans, man. You know, as Raider fans, we think we have partial ownership in the Raiders,
Truth.
just like Mark Davis, without the money. And I think we do. We do because it's been, what, 20, 22, 23 fucking years now?
Yep.
Saying next year. But I think we're in a good place. We'll see. But it's time, it's time to right the boat. Get this ship sailing straight again, man. Well, to be optimistic about, the direction we're heading. And yeah, I take my hats off to Philadelphia fans. Well, Philadelphia is the team and the fans. They remind me of old Oakland Raider fans and old Los Angeles Raider fans of the past, man. Not too long ago either. If you walked into those stadiums wearing another trailer
Truth.
or a jersey, whatever the hell you want to call it these days, man, or a fan that travels well, where did the NFL come up with that one? Anyhow, if you did that in those stadiums, you better watch out. It wasn't like we took it so damn serious that we're going to kick everybody's ass. But then you just shut the fuck up. Okay, I'm done with my happy rant. RFR and the Raider fans, watch this show, listen to it. I love you. Peace out and go Raiders!
Hey, you made it.
Wow.
Bring that one off, man. It's funny.
Oh,
At least once. Later.
there he did make it.
Dang.
Wow.
He sure did.
Good for you.
Hit the post, bro.
Yeah, he did.
Dang.
Attaboy, J-Dog in Montana. I appreciate that, man. That was probably second call, maybe? I don't
Yeah,
know.
probably.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
he's getting
Call's
close.
back again. He's right there, man.
Yep.
We've got two now with a chance to get made there. Raider Jeff and J-Dog in Montana. So appreciate
Heck
that. And we've got one more to go.
Okay.
It's our buddy up there, speaking of Missouri. It's our buddy Jay in St. Louis.
There you go.
Murf,
Oh, jeez. I
Swag
just saw
O.
the transcript.
Oh, no. Is it bad?
it's Jay from St. Louis.
Uh-oh.
Trying to drive to fucking work in this ass weather. But I gotta say, I was listening to Silver and Black today on Thursday, and someone called in,
Uh-oh.
and they were like,
Be
"We
nice.
should bring back Derek Carr."
Oh, jeez.
And I'd rather eat my own dick. But
Oh,
that being said,
Jeez, dude.
doesn't Jackson Dart just have the most quarterbacky
Holy
name?
shit.
I don't
Jeez.
fucking know shit about him, but dude, do you not want someone throwing darts and it's Jackson, that an X in the middle? Because if it is, that's even cooler. Look at me trying to hype up a guy because we won't be able to get Cam Ward or Shador Sanders. But seriously, if it were up to me, Matt Stafford. Fuck Sam Darnold. I don't want Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold sells insurance. He's not a fucking football player. And I don't want that one-year wonder bullshit. We'll end up being the Jags when they sign fucking Nick Foles. And it'll be all shit. And then, no, I'm good. I'm good on all that. I don't want any of that around this football team. But I don't know. I don't know shit about the draft. I don't care who they draft. I trust Pete Carroll's team and, scouting shit. But we'll see. Can't wait to hear the rundown tomorrow. Peace out.
There you go, Jay.
Nice job, Jay.
I caught just a glimpse of that one sentence. I was like, oh, damn. Tell us what you really think there, Jay.
RFR uncensored nowadays, man.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, we're keeping it real, as the kids say.
Oh.
We're just letting, hey, man.
That might have been when keeping it real goes wrong.
That might have been, yeah. People talk the way they talk, man. And as long as they're not, aggressively going at somebody else or something, then we're just gonna let it play around here, man.
Play.
Yeah, maybe that's why our podcast numbers are going up.
Oh, because of the swears?
Because it's just uncensored.
People do swears now?
Yeah, maybe. And I'm not encouraging. Don't keep getting on here and freaking start letting a bunch of, F-bombs fly, their callers. But yeah, maybe that might be a thing. People just like to hear people's raw
real reactions.
Instead of me sitting here, censoring them and cutting shit out and doing all that stuff, just letting it go with it. Whatever it is, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it ain't my job to censor the planet.
No.
Yeah, no.
Hell no.
You got kids in the car, put earmuffs on.
There you go. Put an AirPod in.
There
you go.
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
funny whenever Jeff and I talk to each other, it's like every once in a while I'll be like, are the kids in the car?
Yeah. You by yourself?
And you'd be by yourself and you'd be like, yeah, I'm by myself. And be like, what's up, you motherfucker?
What up, me?
All right, here we go. Let's give away the best of the best tonight. So who do we got? We got some emails. We got some calls. Who's going to get said Sizzler tonight, Swag Jeff?
Oh my gosh! Well, we had we had two great emails. First to start, both of them coming from across the pond. We had Martin and Paul, and then we had Raider Jeff. We had J Dog in Montana.
J Dog in Montana.
Yep, and we had of course Jordan Ford or Jay in St. Louis.
Yes.
So tonight's Sizzler Award goes to the guy that is holding it down behind enemy lines.
Oh,
come
do
on,
it.
come
Do
on!
it.
The Sizzler tonight goes to Raider Jeff.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Sizzler.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Congratulations there, Raider Jeff.
Heck yeah, man.
Behind enemy lines there. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. All right, so thanks to everybody for this episode of the Raiders Fan Radio Rundown. Thanks for joining us. Everybody that is live on the YouTube, we appreciate you very, very much. If there's been any super chats or anything that came through there tonight,
thank you for those.
Thank you for that. Know that 100% of that money is going to go to our nonprofit, the One Nation Foundation. Thanks again to all the members out there. Thanks again to all the audio podcast listeners. We love you guys so much, and we'll see you next week back here on the YouTubes, youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Absolutely, man. Yep. Exactly what Murf said. Thank you for being here. Even on our off weeks, we like to try to bring you a little something. Yeah, a little something for you, to keep those Raider juices flowing and all that stuff.
Hey, speaking of that, we got new merch coming.
We got new merch.
We saw it today.
Respect to Jimmy Zebach, who came up with a couple of brilliant ideas for us. So yeah, can't thank you enough. Stay tuned. We'll be blasting that out on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. So you'll see that. Got one particular that I'm really excited about. It's gonna look badass on a hoodie.
It's gonna look badass on a hoodie,
Yeah,
and 100%
really good.
of the money that we get back from TeePublic on that stuff goes to the foundation. So anytime even you buy merch,
yep,
you're supporting the foundation.
Yep, absolutely. So on behalf of Michelle, who isn't here, Murf, my name's Swag Jeff. You've been listening to the Raiders Fan Radio Rundown, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Don't forget, what happens in Vegas started in Oakland.
Good
See you
night,
back.
YouTube.
Goodbye.
I want to stop this damn.
Hit the button. Beep.